Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of The Lone Wolf. Alexa Gray here. First off, some housekeeping. This is a redo. I recorded a episode 5 using Into the Eye, but I was very dissatisfied with how it turned out, so I went back to Maze Rats using my Maze hack. The character sheet has been fixed up. I was just not really that into it. Did not like how it was turning out, and the system's great, but I'm just too stuck on my maze hack, so I'm redoing episode 5, taking back everything that happened. I'm sure a few of you saw the episode. It was up for a couple of hours. But yes, I'm taking a step back. I don't want to mess up this campaign, so I took a step, and I'm just going to reapproach episode 5, where Basil is at the watchtower, and supposedly it is empty. Now, we rolled that the watchtower is most likely guarded or owned by some magic user, based on our rolls. So, we don't know where Damaris is. She is still out there somewhere. We don't know much about her either way at the moment. We know about her two former workers, Fox and Goodwin. We think they misled us into the territory of the Creed. The Creed is a ruthless syndicate that we've been dealing with, and we've fended off quite a few of them. So, we're at this watchtower, and it is off on the coastline, right here on A9. So it is essentially a light tower, but it's currently being used as a watchtower for the Creed. So this could be their base of operations if you considering all things. Now, we did roll that the door was open, so we're going to open the door slowly as we go inside. And do we see anything of interest? Let's say 50-50. Okay, we do not see anything of interest. This is a large entry room. It is going to have a spiral staircase going up, and we can see that there is a ceiling above us, above Basil. So we cannot see all the way to the top of the watchtower. Now, this room is it's empty. There appears to not really be much. There's a few crates. There are some chairs, and that's it. We're gonna go to the next floor. So as Basil walks up to the second floor, does he encounter anything on the second floor? I'm gonna say 75% chance. Okay, he does encounter something. Now, what does he encounter? Is it a living thing? 50-50. It is a living thing. Okay, so he encountered a couple of stowaways that do not work for the Creed, but they are prisoners. They were captured by the Creed. So these two individuals are captured. We attempt to talk to them, and they reveal that they are with a competing faction known as the Reds. So this is from my previous attempt, episode 5. I did want to keep that lore in there. So they are rivals to the Red, or to the Creed. There's two of them. They appear to be very dehydrated, hungry, deprived of nutrition, etc. They are just in terrible shape, and they are chained to the wall. It appears they are brutally beaten, and though they are alive. So, again, the spiral staircase does continue upward. So Basil is going to free them, and he does so with a strength check because the chain is locked. So we're going to try to use the butt of our sword to break them loose and free these two prisoners. Because, again, chaotic good, but we don't necessarily know who they are. Basil does not know who they are. We know that they are rivals to the Creed, and we'll learn more about them in a second. So I'm going to do an advantage because we are a pit fighter, so we have a very good strength. +2 on the roll, so Dungeon World method, of course, my mace hack. So let's see what we get. We get a critical. Perfect. So 12, no matter the strength, if you land on 12, it's always a critical. The chain breaks and it slides through the cuffs of both the prisoners. They fall to the ground and we help them up. Are they able to walk? The critical, I'm going to say that they're going to talk to us briefly. And they reveal they were captured some time ago. They've been here for a few weeks, trying to be interrogated. It was just there's a little proxy war going on with these two groups. So we learned just some lore that they have been uh, prisoners of war essentially at this point. Okay, so they uh, they thank us and they say they'll remember Basil for his good deeds in helping the Reds. And does Basil know about the Reds? Let's do a lore check for ourselves. Does Basil have knowledge about the Reds? I'm going to say 50-50 on this one. He does. So he knows that the Reds are not as ruthless, but they are a crime syndicate, though they more so in trade and business, not like killing, murder, slaughter, taking over, robbing, looting innocents. They are more on the business venture, so real estate. Basically, they are um, essentially just your everyday criminals, organized crime syndicate. They probably do racket schemes, door to door, that kind of stuff. Nothing as far as like brutally barbaric methods of crime. So he doesn't regret it. Basil is just, he's helping him out, and it does give some brownie points for Basil in the future if we ever do run into the Reds again. So we freed them in this little holding cell, this little holding area for the second level. Now, as we proceed to the next level, do we encounter anything? I'm going to say 50-50. Interesting, we don't encounter anything. So, this room appears to encounter any person, I should say. This room appears to be an armory. There are weapons, there are shields, there is basically a lot of the weapons and items are rusted, old, nothing is really well, we could see if there's something worth taking. Let's say 75% chance there is something worth taking, like a long sword. 95, there is nothing. All of these weapons are the very like bottom of the barrel items. They are rusty, they're broken, they've all been disregarded. I think when we dealt with the Creed earlier, they had all of these weapons in possession. So it's obvious that this area of the Creed, this base of operations, is so uh, is so poor that it's not. It's basically uh, beyond. One second, guys. Sorry, distracted by my phone. Okay, so anyways, this base has been disregarded by the Creed. Maybe they abandoned it, or this was like a last resort, or it's not well maintained. But early last episode, we rolled saying that the Creed had been defeated up to this point. There's one remaining member. I'm going to walk that back a bit and say that this site has been almost abandoned entirely by the Creed because of what we did in defeating and killing the other Creed members. So we know that there is a magic user higher up in the tower who is most likely the leader of this base of operations, this site for the Creed. So there are more Creed members out there. I am kind of retconning that role from earlier. They are out there, but Basil's dealing with this site alone. So he advances up past this armory of very disregarded items. Now, as he approaches the next floor, the third or fourth floor, something like that, I'm going to lose track here in a second, but let's roll. Does he encounter anything? 80% chance, I think. Ooh, 87. Nothing yet. It's awkwardly quiet. He's very concerned. So he comes across which appears to be a sleeping area. There is a door. In the middle of the spiral staircase, there's a door. He can see a window through. He can see a hole, basically a bar, or like a kind of a prison door, but it's an iron door. He opens it slightly. It's already open. He opens it slightly. He looks inside. There's nobody inside. Obviously, bed sheets are not made. Their sheets are tossed over. Pillows on the ground. It's basically 5 or 6 beds, bunk beds. and it's obviously a site to where the henchmen, the lower rankings, slept. This is their sleeping quarters. So he looks around. He's trying to see, is there anything in this room that's worth looting? I'm gonna say 75% chance. Ooh, that's extreme. Yes, there is. So what he finds is a magical amulet stored at the very bottom of one of the crates in front of the bunk beds. So it is a magical amulet that most likely was looted by being held onto by one of these members of Creed. So magic amulet. I'm giving him such a good item because it was a good roll. A critical yes. So he takes that. Is there anything else in the room worth looting? 40% chance. There is. Okay, so I'm going to say we find a 29. That's probably going to be a piece of, let's see, armor. So we'll give him some gauntlets. He finds some gauntlets, nothing special. Or let's just say gloves. That's a +1 for armor. So now he's up to 4. He also finds a potion in on the desk stand next to one of the beds. So I'll add potion. And he's going to use it because he is, again, we are at 7 out of 12. This will be a D6 potion plus willpower. Oops, sorry, wrong one. Reroll. I know I ran 2 dice. Roll 2 dice. +1 on willpower. 3, so 4. He heals 4. Okay, which is 11. There we go. So we're at 11 and 12. Okay, so he's in good shape for now. All right. So he looked around. He kind of looted. He looked around in all possible areas and didn't find anything. All right. He leaves the sleeping quarters. He goes up to the next floor. And does he encounter anything? 80% chance as we go higher and higher. He does, and it is a locked door. There appears to be another iron door, though it looks like there is no window in it. There is no bars. It's just a solid iron door, and it has a handle in it with a keyhole. Now, we don't have any lockpicks. He never looted for. We never came across any lockpicks. He tries to put his ear against the door to see if he can hear anything, but I'm afraid it's going to be difficult. So I'll roll for disadvantage, which is going to be the lowest 2, +1. So, yep, like I said, so 4, 5 with the +1 willpower. He can't hear anything. Just a hum. There's just the wind coming through the door, cracking the door. So nothing's there. It is locked. Well, is it locked? That's the thing. I'm saying it's locked, but really, I'd rather roll if it is locked. The Creed left. It could be the leader is behind this door. We could be at the top of the tower at this point. Perhaps another few levels, I'm thinking. But really, the door is locked. That's a 60% chance. It is not locked. Okay, so I felt like rolling for that. Now, it is not locked. We grab the handle, turn it slowly, and does it creak? Like it makes a loud noise? 50-50. It does. Ooh, that's almost extreme yes. There's a loud. He starts to open it, but that loud noise is very. It can give away his position. He stops and he listens. Did he, give himself away? Did he make himself like? Did anyone hear it? Let's do a dexterity roll. So we're doing. There's no modifier on this. 6. Ooh, okay, fail. That's just one short of partial. Okay, so we can hear someone get up from a chair, like back away from their desk, and we can hear a voice. Who's there? Basil pulls a sword out, and we can hear footsteps. Now, are these footsteps from the current floor or above? Again, there's a very loud door, a loud, crickety old iron door. Are these footsteps from the room we're in currently or outside? 60% chance. Yep, that's extreme yes. So, this person that we hear move away from the desk, asking who's there, stands up, and we burst through the door, weapon drawn. And do we see somebody of interest, a person of interest? Let's say 75% chance again. That is a yes. It is not anyone we know personally, but it is a person of interest. We see the leader of this tower. It is a commanding officer of the Creed. So he sees us. It is this tall, brute barbarian, and he is heavily armored. He's looking directly at us. He says, "Intruder, how did you get in here?" And we state that we are here to kill him and to defeat the Creed for once and for all. Something generically heroic and such. So he pulls out his gigantic warhammer and he says, "Last chance to leave, or I'll take you down myself." And so we are now in combat. So this guy, let's go to my note section. Let's see, we have paths, encounters. Okay. So this barbarian, the Creed, his name, let's say his name is Gorg. That sounds barbarian enough. So Gorg, the leader, let's say Creed commander, Korg. Okay, so we're fighting Korg. And he is going to be a D. Let's see, what will his armor be? So I'm trying to create him to match in line at least a certain difficulty with my character, with Basil. So let me get the you know what I forgot? I forgot my dice for the black and white dice. 1 second, guys. Okay, sorry about that. I was confused while I was writing it down. I'm like, oh yeah, I have these dice that pretty much sum up everything for a character. Now, this guy, compared to our weapon, which is a D6, he'll be a 4. So, difficult like the ones before, but he will have a strong attack die, and I will reveal that in a second. So, we're doing the usual combat method. I'm rolling plus my 2 strength. Here we go. Not bad at all. Okay, so that is a 9, 10, 11. So I attack, his armor is considered. Let's roll we strike him with our short sword. We have to roll a D5 or higher. Ooh, 4. Okay, so that's going to be a block. He doesn't take any damage. Okay, so we're going to roll again. Plus 2 strength. That is a miss. So that's a 3, 4, 5. That's a miss. He strikes us, and he'll have a D8. He's going to be a pretty tough guy with the Warhammer. So, our armor is 4. Our armor is considered for fails. 7. Ooh, that's a tough hit. So we take, let's see, 5, 6, 7. We take 3 damage. We're down to 9. Okay, so remember, even though he's at 4 armor, it's ranked. It's comparative to our current strongest weapon. So here we go. Roll again for attack. Plus 2. Oh, critical! Nice. So his armor is completely ignored, and this might be the quickest death possible for a supposed boss fight. All right. So, which we know he's not the magic user that we were saying from earlier. I'm gonna roll his attack. I'm sorry, my attack, the D4, and he takes 2 damage. Now, we're gonna roll again. His armor was ignored. Here we go. Plus 2 strength, so that's gonna be, okay, it's a partial. So we have 7, 8, 9. That's a partial, so we both attack each other with both armor considered. Okay, so I'm rolling mine. 3, he takes 1 damage. He's on a 1. He attacks me with his D8. 5, and that's going to be 1 damage to us. So we're down to, whoops, wrong one. We're down to 8 now. Okay, pretty tough fight. Now he is down to his last count. We're rolling. However, until before we attack, a sudden appearance occurs, and it is going to be a mage, or not a mage, a wizard. And like I said, I rolled earlier. I almost forgot, but there is going to be a magic user who walks down the stairs and sees us fighting. So this guy will be a 3. He walks in, and now he's part of the fight. He yells, "Intruder!" or he says, "You do not belong here, peasant." And now we're gonna roll for attack. So it's 2-on-1 plus the 2 strength, so 7, 8. That's a partial. Now, for multiple combat, I'm gonna roll them both, and I'll take the highest roll against us, like in carrying. Okay, so we're gonna roll our attack, and I'll choose who that will go till. Armor is considered 3. That will go to the barbarian. So we defeat the barbarian. He's dead. That's good. He's been taken out. Now the wizard is going to attack us with his die of a d6. He's going to fire a spell at us with a d6. 4. We basically evaded. So that's our armor. Okay, now we're on him. Here we go. 5. Okay, so we have 6, 7 plus 2 more. 8, 9 partial. We attack each other like before. Roll for attack. 3. That's his armor. He blocks it with a shield. He attacks us, and we negate it. Okay, next round. Plus 2 strength. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is a standard success. I attack him. He does not attack us, but his armor is considered. 1. Darn it. Hey, that was pretty bad. So we have also two daggers, which I don't really think will be useful here. Okay, in any event, he'll attack another spell. He'll try to bind. Well, let's roll for it. We'll see what happens. Oh, okay. So plus 2 the strength, I get to attack him with his armor ignored. So this could be the end of this magic user. 5. There he is. So actually, that's 2 damage. Armor ignored. Yeah, he's dead. So we defeat the mage, or I'm sorry, it's a wizard, it's a magic user. I'm trying to be vague here. Okay, we defeat him. We're gonna loot the barbarian for his warhammer. So we take his warhammer, and it's a D8. Okay, D8 warhammer. Now we're gonna drink the potion we had. That's gonna be a D6 heal. 2. Okay, I mean that's not bad. We're at 10 now, out of 12. Okay, so now we are going to increase the volume of my voice just a little bit. There we go. I hope that's a little better. All right, now we defeated the mage. Did he drop anything? Let's see. I think he dropped the key. Let's say he dropped the key. He dropped a nice shiny golden key. That was around his neck, like a necklace. We take the key. Golden key. And we walk up the spiral staircase. This is the final floor. I'm glad I kind of caught myself there, because the last episode I said that there was a magic user in this building. And I'm like, oh, the barbarian is the boss. The barbarian was the brute. The magic user was the brains, but obviously it was a pretty quick bout. So, I'm making it too easy for my character, perhaps, or that's just how good my character is. In any event, still working out pretty well. Now we come up to a very solid golden door, and it is closed and it is locked. He heard some commotions. He locked the door, and he ran downstairs to see us fighting, and he took part in the bout. Now we took the golden key. There is a keyhole. We put the key in. We open it. Do we reveal anything of importance? I'm going to say 80% chance. We do, yes. Now, not significant yet, but it is a general yes. We reveal there is a large table. This appears to be an office, like a suite, There's a bed, there's a chair, a desk, and a view of the entire landscape of oh yeah, by the way, it's not Exeter anymore. I forgot. I changed it to Evermore. I was getting a little tired of using Exeter from almost every campaign I make, so it's just the land of Exeter. Something really cliche, simple, and yeah, that's it. So the view of Evermore, this beautiful view, and he walks up. He sees a map with tokens on it, almost like positions of certain all over the map, like this, pretty much, where you see the whole land, and there's items on the map that look like groups of people, like little figures. There's arrows, and it looks like it's plans for something. So he learns the creed. They're planning some kind of invasion or some kind of mass overhaul or mass takeover of the land. And he sees notes. There is a journal on the table. So he takes the journal, and it has contact information, locations of other Creed parties. So he takes that, he pockets it. Is there anything else worth taking inside this room related to the story? I'm going to say 50-50. I think the journal was the biggest thing. We have another journal now. So we have two journals. So I'm going to say this is going to be, that's a very strong yes. So I'm going to not erase, I'm going to reward this, because we have two journals technically. Creed journal. There we go. Creed journal. Okay, so that's a very strong yes, which means there's something significant in this room. Now, what is it? That's the question. I have not been using any tables beyond my hamster wheel. I'm thinking it is going to be a glowing orb that's floating on a pedestal near the window. He walks up to it. It's very warm. It's radiant. Puts his hands on it, and he has a vision. He has a vision of what he desires most, and that is Damaris. He sees Damaris in a, let's see, where is she? She is going to be on a boat. It appears she's inside a crate, or she's in some kind of holding cell. So she's currently on a boat. That's what the vision shows her, and the orb just turns off. It's done. The vision's over. The aura goes away, and it just becomes a solid ball, like a glass ball, like a magic ball, a crystal ball, and it stops. So he's had a vision of Damaris, and he says to himself, that must have been her, because he's been looking for her this whole time. So he leaves the room. He goes downstairs to past the dead bodies of the barbarian and the wizard. He goes past the sleeping quarters. He goes past the armory. He goes downstairs. Now, as he reaches the bottom floor, the prisoners. Have the prisoners left yet? At least a 75% chance they have. Oh, they haven't. No, they're still trying to heal themselves. There's a pipe of water. I don't know. There's a bucket of water. They're cleaning themselves off. They're drinking some potions. They're feeling a little better. So we come across them. They thank us again, and then they leave with us. So, as we get to the bottom floor, do we encounter anything? 30% chance. That is a solid no. There is nothing. Okay, that's extreme no. Not only that, but it is eerily quiet. And the other two, the red members, they take note of it, and it says we got to get out of here. So we leave the watchtower, and now we're outside. Do we encounter anything? Oh, actually, that extreme no, I'm going to carry it over. There's nothing outside. It's just the grassland and the view of the land itself. So that is going to be it for this episode, guys. I wanted to kind of, again, redo 5, but this was so much better. I'm just going to stick with maze rats in my hack for however long possible, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. So what we learned for ourselves, what did we learn? Let's see. Notes for myself, as always. We defeated the commander of this watchtower, which is a Creed site. We defeated the mage we mentioned from earlier. We discovered a map that showed drawings and supposed areas of interest for the Creed. We have mental notes of it. We didn't take the map, though. It was too big to pocket. But we did take a journal, like a ledger. I should say, let's call it a ledger of very specific contacts and information regarding parties across the land that work for the Creed. So, just writing in ledger instead of journal, which makes more sense now. Creed ledger. So we can use that as a bargaining chip, perhaps, if we ever get stuck in a rotten situation with the Creed, if we ever get ambushed. But we also have that vision of Damaris. She's on a boat somewhere out in the sea, and guess what? We're near the sea. So, most likely in the next episode, we're going to go to the sea, and we're going to try to find a boat and find her wherever she is. But all we have is that lead of a vision, and perhaps some tips or some clues we saw in the vision if Basil remembers what happened. Now, what I'm going to do next is advance my character, upgrade him to level 2 after everything we've done so far. 1 second. Okay, with my maze hack for leveling up, it is basically a D6 level up, and then +1 to any ability. So I'm gonna roll my D6. 2 health, okay, so we're up to 14 now. And then I'm going to do +1 to strength. Remember, the max is +4, because even with the 4 and rolling the attack, you can still fail. Any higher will be cheating. I would have to expand the difficulty range to 3d6. It'll make the whole game 3d6, which I could do, and I'll figure that out, but we're not there yet. So, for example, if I rolled 2 1s, and even with my +4, that's still a 6. That's a fail. That's why I capped it at 4. Okay, now that is it for the episode, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I do apologize that I redid it, but again, it does feel more comfortable using Maze Rats in my Maze Hack compared to Into the Odd, which the Into the Odd, it's essentially like, in my opinion, it's a mix of Karen and Morgborg. Obviously, people more favoring Karen's rules, but it's simplicity in both categories, in both the games. That's how I see it so far. It's a very unique game, and the artwork is amazing. But I decided not to use it. I'm not going to screw this campaign up. I'm going to keep going as I can, as much as I can with Maze Rats. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.